Guys, welcome to our first technical video. This is an introduction to basic wine tasting. One of the most feared things about going to a friend's house or wine tasting is what people will think of you. The simple answer is, there is no wrong answer when you're tasting wine. It's about what you taste and smell. It's about your personal experience. So have confidence. We all have a nose, we all have a palate. We all taste things differently. And this will guide you through how to try and understand that. So, when we're tasting wines, always make sure we have a good wine glass. That is the most key thing. Good wine glasses amplify what's in that glass. We always look at a wine. By looking at wine, we can tell whether wine's deep and heavy or light, just by the color. This, if you look at it, is fairly opaque, which means it's going to be medium to heavy bodied. We also then look at what we call the legs or the tiers by swirling the glass. Now this can mean two things for two different types of wine. In still wine, table wine, this is an indication of alcohol content. The slower that these tiers or legs run down the glass, the higher the alcohol. Why? Because alcohol is sticky and it sticks to the glass more. However, if you're trying dessert wine, if you're trying wine which has a higher sugar content, these legs and tiers will dictate how sweet that wine is, not the sugar content. Because the more sugar, the less alcohol there generally is in wine. We'll explain more about that in a winemaking episode. Don't worry. Then, of course, what do we do? In my opinion, the most important thing, we smell it. Why is smelling the most important? Because this is where all of our flavor comes from. We don't taste flavor, we taste sensation. We taste sweet, sour, salt, bitter, and umami. We don't taste flavor. We smell it. And what happens is your palate tricks your mind into thinking it smells it. But actually what you're doing is you're warming it up. The aromas are coming up through your nose and your olfactory, and you're smelling that flavor, and that tells your brain what is there. So we get our nose in. We have a big, deep breath. Keep it quite short, and then we go again. Now this is where we start tasting faults, and we'll come on to that in another episode. Faulty wine is the bane of our lives. But this is where we get all of our fruits and oak flavors coming. So we look for fruit in red, things like berries, plums. We look for anything that's sort of red. Then we'll look for secondary flavors, things like oak. So if it's used American oak, it'll have a lovely toasty pepperiness, spiciness. French oak have a silkiness. This is what we're looking for in secondary flavors. If your wine is aged, we then look for what we call tertiary. And this is then the development, the leatheriness that comes through, the tobacco leaf. Once we smelt it, we do the best thing, we taste it. Oh yeah, so tasting is about sensation, as I said. This is about getting the sweetness, the sourness, the saltiness, the acidity, the tannin, how the wine affects your mouth. The lighter the tannin, the less it will grip your cheeks. The higher the tannin, the more chewy it becomes. You get the sweetness up front, you get acidity at the back. A balanced wine should have every single one of these in balance. Wine tasting is easy. It's about you, it's about your flavor, your tastes, your sensation, what you think. Don't let anyone ever tell you you're wrong. Any questions? Pop a note in our comment section below. We'll try and reply to everything as quick as we can. Until next time, guys, stay safe, drink better wine.